Shocking news. USA bans Ripple XRP to $0. Despite the fact that Ripple's chief technology officer, David Schwartz, says he is still most concerned about payments, he also drew attention to carbon credits and gaming EFTs. Welcome to the Finance Up channel. Please watch this video to the end, like it and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the release of new videos. Also in this video, we will show the lucky winner of Give Away Free 500 XRP, and maybe it will be you. So watch the video carefully until the end. Most XRP holders expect the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to seek a settlement against Ripple, according to a Twitter poll conducted by John E. Deaton, a lawyer advocating for XRP. According to the results of the survey, which Deaton launched on Wednesday, 59.2 of more than 18,000 voters predicted an out-of-court settlement of the case in 2023, and the remaining 40.8 said that it would end with a court decision. While the survey itself provides little insight into why XRP holders expect a settlement, it's worth noting that many believe Ripple may have cornered the SEC with Heineman's documents. William Heinemann, in his speech in 2018 as director of the SEC, argued that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. Consequently, Ripple's lawyers, trying to understand how the director came to this conclusion and why regulators treated XRP differently, requested documents and emails on the draft speech, but faced stiff resistance from the SEC. The regulator claimed that these documents were protected by attorney-client privilege, but after 6 refusals in 18 months, 2 judges handed over the documents to Ripple in October. Nevertheless, the Securities and Exchange Commission is making a last-ditch attempt to ensure that these documents do not become public in accordance with its latest requests for the classification of documents related to applications for summary litigation. Such a strong desire to keep Heinemann's documents secret has raised suspicions about their contents. Some members of the XRP community and prominent jurists think that the SEC may be forced to seek a settlement agreement with Ripple to hide these documents from the public if the court rejects their petition. Stuart Alderoty, Ripple's general counsel, hinted that Ripple's arguments became more weighty after they got Heinemann's documents into their own hands. Recall that Ripple's chief executive officer, Brad Garlinghouse, claimed that Ripple would only agree to the deal if the SEC clarified XRP. Hence, an out-of-court settlement is potentially beneficial to the XRP community. However, this is the last thing the broader crypto community wants. Gokhshtein Media founder David Gokhshtein called it the worst possible outcome, calling Ripple's outright victory the preferred choice. This is because, although it provides clarity for XRP, it does not force the regulator to bring clarity to the rest of the cryptocurrency markets. Lawyer James K. Phelan predicts that if there is no settlement agreement, the judge will make his decision before or at the end of March 2023. Patrick L. Riley, CEO of the blockchain company Reaper Financial, shared his opinion on the role of XRP in the undeclared economic rivalry between China and the United States, saying that Ripple's current lawsuit against the SEC is not just a court case, it's a war. Riley tweeted that China has been manipulating Bitcoin for years and has not set its dogs on the leading cryptocurrency, even though it has banned mining in the country. In his opinion, China really wants to prevent the adoption of XRP in the United States, as this will keep America from ruin. In this regard, he said that the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple Labs is not just a court case, it's a war. The lawsuit against Ripple was launched by the U.S. securities regulator in December 2020, and it continues to this day as the parties to this case continue to win small victories over each other. The CEO of Ripple hopes that the case will be settled in 2023. China is working on its own central bank digital currency, CBC Digital Yuan. He worked on this for several years and redoubled his efforts when Facebook began trying to create a stablecoin backed by a basket of the most popular fiat currencies in 2019-2020. The Facebook project was put on the back shelf, and the Chinese one has already been tested on real users and their wallets. Back in 2019, influencers like Anthony Pompliano said a lot on Twitter that the U.S. should launch the digital dollar as soon as possible. They believed that if China launched its CBDC before the U.S., China would surpass the U.S. in the emerging field of digital finance on a global scale. Then the Federal Reserve System began to explore the possibility of creating a so-called Fed coin. However, some representatives of the crypto community criticized the idea of creating a KBC in the United States. Among them was the famous whistleblower Edward Snowden. He called COBDC a perversion and a crypto-fascist currency. Many on Twitter also shared their fears that by launching the digital yuan, the Chinese government would strengthen control over personal finances, income, and expenses of the population, and were concerned that the same could happen in the U.S. if the Fed launches the digital dollar. A heated debate on Twitter between Craig Wright, who is known for his statements that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and David Schwartz, Ripple's chief technical officer, attracted the attention of cryptocurrency supporters. The dispute began with Schwartz criticizing Wright's view of institutional adoption of Bitcoin. Craig Wright tweeted that Bitcoin cannot be accepted by institutional investors until it is restored in accordance with the law. However, the technical director of Ripple called this comment stupid for many reasons. He wondered why institutional investors are the target market for peer-to-peer digital money. At the same time, he added, which jurisdictions will it cover? After all, Bitcoin, as you know, is designed to become a counterweight to the banking system. To this, the self-proclaimed creator of Bitcoin hinted that the technical director of Ripple does not know how finance works, and he has no idea how the legal framework works. He added that David Schwartz does not really understand Bitcoin, and he has no experience in institutional investing. Craig Wright, in his further comments, mentioned Ripple and its native cryptocurrency, XRP. He stated that Ripple's A2 has a very limited area of expertise. He called XRP the most useless pump-head-dump scheme in the whole industry. On the other hand, he developed XRP, the most useless pump-and-dump scheme in this entire industry, he tweeted. To which Schwartz replied that Wright was abusing the legal system to steal intellectual property rights and defame those who disagree with his opinion about Bitcoin. The head of Ripple called Wright a despicable coward who sues people for sharing their opinions. In response to such accusations, Wright argued that any statement about him must be supported by factual evidence, otherwise it could be considered libel. The debate then centered around XRP and its legitimacy, with Wright accusing Ripple of not showing how their technology is deployed anywhere other than paid trials. Wright then made a bold statement that he intended to conduct an academic analysis of XRP in 2023, which will show how dishonest the system is. Wright also predicted that Ripple would lose to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Craig Stephen Wright is an Australian computer scientist and businessman. He has publicly stated that he is the main part of the team that created Bitcoin and the person behind the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. These statements are regarded as false by many media outlets and the cryptocurrency community. You can see the current price of XRP on your screens, with a daily trading volume of $648,452,340 used. XRP has declined by 3.2 in the last 24 hours. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you liked it, then don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the release of new videos.